The stars stretched endlessly, like glittering eyes watching the human ship Aurora glide silently through the void. Commander Alina Reyes leaned over the observation panel, her fingers tapping nervously against the smooth metal. The human crew had traveled further than any had before, past known trade routes, past forgotten sectors, past planets where only drifting debris whispered of life long gone. "Still nothing," muttered Lieutenant Ramey, scanning the console for anomalies. The hum of the ship's engines and the faint static from long-range sensors were the only sounds that filled the bridge. "Wait," said Dr. Eric Mayers, the science officer, frowning at the readings. "I'm picking up a signal faint, but it's definitely mechanical." "It's calling out." The crew exchanged curious glances. Humanity had discovered many things in deep space, but a mechanical distress call from the outer rim, that was unusual. Alina's eyes narrowed. "Show me." The holographic display flickered, forming an image of a derelict warship. Its hull was scarred and pitted, covered in the dust of centuries. A long-forgotten vessel, lost to time and forgotten by the galaxy's dominant civilizations. "It's enormous," said Ramey, voice low. "Almost 20 times the size of Aurora, and it's drifting without any crew." Mayer's eyes glinted with excitement. "It's calling out, someone or something left this message behind. And if we can respond," he trailed off, his mind already racing with possibilities. Alina considered. Humans were explorers by nature. Curiosity had driven them to the stars, and no fear could stop them from answering a call for help. "Prepare the shuttle," she ordered. "We're investigating." The shuttle detached from Aurora, gliding silently toward the derelict warship. As it approached, the scale of the vessel became more apparent. Its hull was jagged, covered in deep scratches, dents, and strange markings no human had ever seen. Yet despite its condition, it seemed almost alive, pulsing faintly as if breathing. Inside the shuttle, Mayer studied the ship's distress beacon. "The signal is old, very old, but it's still active. This ship wasn't just abandoned, it wants to be found." Ramey frowned. "Wants?" "It's a machine." Mayers shook his head. "Not just a machine. There's awareness here, some kind of memory. It remembers its purpose, its battles, and maybe it remembers its crew." Alina kept her focus sharp. "Memory or not, it's ours to examine now. Let's dock carefully." "I don't want surprises." The shuttle's magnetic clamps latched onto the massive hull. Inside, the airlock hissed open, revealing the dark interior of the warship. The humans stepped into the corridor, lights illuminating alien architecture. Angular walls of polished metal stretched endlessly, covered with inscriptions in a language no human had ever learned. The silence was oppressive. No hum of engines, no vibration, just the distant echo of their own footsteps. Then suddenly a low, mournful sound filled the corridors. "What is that?" whispered Ramey, clutching his sidearm. Mayer stepped forward, awe in his eyes. "It's the ship. It's alive in a way we don't understand. It's calling, it's crying." Alina held up a hand. "Stay focused. Whatever this is, it's just a machine. Let's find the bridge and see what kind of systems we're dealing with." They moved through the ship carefully. Automated turrets, long dormant, creaked and groaned as they powered on, scanning the intruders. The humans froze for a moment, hearts pounding, before Alina calmly pressed a sequence on her tablet. The systems powered down. She turned to the crew. "It's testing us, that's all. Don't let it intimidate you." They reached the central hub of the ship. A massive chamber opened before them, dominated by a glowing sphere that seemed to float midair. Holographic maps flickered to life, depicting battles the humans could barely comprehend. Entire star systems, fleets of alien vessels, explosions that dwarfed anything humans had seen. Mayers gasped. "This ship fought in wars we only read about in history records. This is an ancient warship, a weapon of unimaginable power." Alina approached the sphere, studying the displays. "And it's been abandoned, left to drift for centuries." Suddenly, the sphere pulsed, projecting an image of alien figures, soldiers, commanders, pilots, gesturing frantically as if caught in the middle of chaos. The ship emitted a low hum, almost like a voice. The humans could feel it vibrating through the floor, through the walls, through their very bones. "It remembers," whispered Mayers. "It remembers them, and it's lonely, or angry, or maybe both." Ramai swallowed hard. "Commander, what do we do with a ship that feels?" Alina's jaw tightened. "We learn, we adapt, we survive. That's what humans do." Over the next several hours, the crew explored the vessel. They discovered the main engine core, a crystalline structure glowing with energy unlike anything humanity had built. They found control rooms, weapon banks, and storage bays filled with tools and devices beyond human understanding. Every system they touched seemed to respond, not with hostility but with awareness. Mayors marveled at their findings. "It's as if the ship wants us to fix it, to use it, to continue what it started long ago." Alina frowned. "A weapon this old, this powerful, is dangerous. If it's alive in any sense, we need to treat it carefully. We can't just activate it blindly." They decided to make the ship safe first, repairing critical systems, restoring power gradually. As they worked, they noticed subtle reactions, corridors lighting up ahead of them, doors opening as if anticipating their arrival, a soft vibration underfoot that seemed to pulse like a heartbeat. At one point, the ship's cry returned. This time it was louder, echoing through the docking bay. It resonated with a depth that made the human's bones ache, yet strangely it was comforting. The ship wasn't angry, it was reaching out. Ramai shook his head. "I can't explain it. I feel like it's happy we're here." "Or grateful, something like that." Mayer smiled faintly. "That's humanity, Ramai. We see life where others see metal. We find patterns, purpose, meaning. And maybe we bring life, even to a machine that's been abandoned for centuries." As the day ended, Alina stood on the bridge, gazing at the ship's massive interior. She understood now that this was no ordinary salvage mission. They weren't just exploring or repairing. They were awakening something ancient, something that had been silent for centuries. Something that could either save humanity or destroy entire fleets if misused. The warship's cry softened, almost like a sigh. And for the first time, Alina felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. "This ship isn't just metal," she murmured. "It's a witness. A weapon. And now it's ours to understand." Deep in the bowels of the warship, systems long dormant flickered to life, reading the humans' intentions, learning their patterns, waiting to see what they would do next. And somewhere in the depths of the alien metal and glowing cores, the warship whispered again. A single thought, clear and resonant. "Finally, they are here." The stars outside glittered as the humans prepared for what would come next. For they had found not just a ship but a partner, a weapon, and perhaps a friend. And in the quiet of the vast void, the warship's cry lingered, an echo of past wars, a promise of power, and the beginning of a story that would change the galaxy forever. The warship hummed quietly under human hands, alive in a way that made the crew both uneasy and awestruck. Deep inside the ship, Commander Alina Reyes, Dr. Eric Mayers, and Lieutenant Ramai worked tirelessly, trying to understand the alien technology that surrounded them. Every console, every glowing panel, every strange, humming crystal seemed to respond to their presence, not aggressively, but with curiosity. "Look at this," Mayers said, pointing to a crystalline lattice that pulsed in rhythm with the ship's low hum. "This is the main power core. I've never seen anything like it. It's almost organic." Ramai leaned closer, eyebrows furrowed. "Organic? You mean alive? The ship is breathing," Mayers nodded. "I don't know if I'd call it breathing like we do, but it reacts to us, to our thoughts, maybe even our intentions. It's learning about us as we learn about it." Alina frowned, standing at the edge of the chamber. "And it's a weapon. Don't forget that. We have to be careful. One wrong move and this thing could destroy everything around it. Do we even know how to control it?" For the first time since they had boarded the warship, the crew felt the weight of their task. They weren't just exploring a relic, they were awakening an ancient, sentient weapon. The thought was both exhilarating and terrifying. Over the next hours, the crew divided their tasks. Raimi worked on navigation and structural systems, trying to map the ship's corridors and find weak points. Mayers focused on the power core and the ship's alien energy circuits. Alina coordinated, ensuring everyone remained safe while making sense of alien schematics projected in holograms around the room. "You know," Mayer said, examining a panel filled with strange symbols, "humans have always solved impossible problems with creativity. That's what this ship needs: human thinking. Not brute force, not brute knowledge, creativity." Alina glanced at him, intrigued. "Explain," Mayer smiled. "Look at these power conduits. They're self-regulating, but the ship seems rigid. It expects certain sequences. If we approach it logically, step by step, it resists. But humans improvise. We see patterns, we make connections the original designers never intended. That's how we survive, even when the odds are impossible." Raimi snorted. "So basically, you're saying we have to outsmart a machine that fought galactic wars?" "Yes," Mayer said, eyes bright. "Exactly that." With that, the team set to work. They rerouted small amounts of power through alternate conduits, testing the ship's reactions. Every adjustment made the ship hum louder or flicker its holographic displays. It was like a living being, curious, observing and judging their actions. Suddenly, the room shuddered. The warship's lights pulsed in bright waves, and a holographic map of a nearby star system appeared. The ship had projected fleets of alien vessels, diagrams of massive battles, and tactical positions. It was showing the humans how it had fought before, and perhaps how it could fight again. "This is incredible," Mayers whispered. "It's teaching us. It wants us to understand its power." Alina studied the map carefully. "And if anyone else discovers this ship, they'll try to stop us. Alien forces, civilizations that abandon this weapon, they'll see humans as a threat." The thought was sobering. Humans were alone in uncharted space, far from any allies. If they mishandled the ship, they could either destroy themselves or awaken a weapon that others might come to take by force. As the humans worked, strange events began happening. Doors would open without warning, corridors would rearrange slightly, and the ship emitted subtle vibrations that seemed to match their movements. It was learning from them, adapting, anticipating. Mayers was ecstatic. "The ship is alive in a way we can understand. Not biological life, but sentient, and it's responding to us. This is unprecedented." Raimi, however, was skeptical. "It's a machine. It's supposed to respond to commands, not feelings. We're humans, we overthink everything. I don't trust it." Alina raised a hand. "Caution, Raimi, but don't forget, humans have a way of turning tools into something more. If this ship can respond, it can also work with us. That's our advantage." Over the next day, the humans continued integrating their own technology into the ship. Simple human tools, navigation programs, energy regulation scripts, and rudimentary hacking protocols were combined with alien systems. At first, the ship resisted, shutting down conduits and locking doors. Then slowly, it began to respond, opening access to new areas, activating control rooms, and even projecting holograms to communicate. It was as if the warship was testing them, measuring human intelligence and creativity. Every new solution they tried was met with resistance at first, but when they succeeded, the ship acknowledged their ingenuity. Mayers laughed as he watched a holographic display react to a human-programmed sequence. "I can't believe it, it's actually proud of us," Raimi groaned. "Proud? It's a ship, Mayers, it doesn't feel pride." Alina, however, smiled faintly. "Maybe not like we do, but it recognizes competence, and right now that's enough. That's what keeps us alive." As the humans worked, they became aware of distant signals on the edge of the system, alien ships approaching, scanning for disturbances. The very act of reactivating the warship had sent out detectable energy signatures. Alina frowned. We're not alone out here. Someone or something is watching. Raimi checked the sensors. A fleet not huge but advanced. They could destroy us if we're not careful. Mayer's eyes sparkled with excitement. Then it's a test. Humans against impossible odds. The ship wants to see what we can do under pressure. Alina nodded grimly. Then we prepare. We have one advantage, our minds. They expect predictable tactics. They haven't faced humans before. The warship seemed to react to the incoming fleet. Its hum deepened and energy conduits glowed with increasing intensity. Automated weapons systems powered up, not aggressively but ready, waiting for command. It was giving the humans a choice: fight, flee, or negotiate. Over the next few hours, the crew ran simulations. They discovered that combining human strategy with the ship's advanced alien systems created unprecedented possibilities. Gravity-manipulating engines could pull enemy ships into traps. Energy shields could be rerouted to protect critical areas instantly. Weapons could fire in ways the original alien designers never imagined. It's not just a warship anymore, Mayer said quietly. It's a collaboration. Human ingenuity plus alien technology. Together, we're stronger than any fleet out there. Raimi still looked uneasy. I hope it doesn't backfire. Alina placed a hand on his shoulder. Human history is full of risk, Raimi, but also full of triumph. We'll handle it together. Then, without warning, the ship's cry returned. This time it was louder, stronger, reverberating through every hull plate and corridor. It was no longer mournful. It was a warning, a call to attention. The warship's energy surged and the main deck hummed like a living drum. Mayer stepped back, eyes wide. It's communicating, it's telling us something. Alina closed her eyes briefly, listening to the vibrations. Slowly she understood. The ship was not angry, not hostile, but it wanted them to understand its capabilities, to master them responsibly, to prove that humans could handle power that even ancient civilizations had feared. Raimi swallowed hard. So, we're being tested, Alina nodded. Exactly. The universe doesn't give power to those who are careless, but humans have a way of rising to impossible challenges. As night, or what passed for night in the endless void, fell outside, the crew prepared for what was coming. Alien fleets approached the outer edges of the system, scanning for signs of the reactivated warship. But humans had an advantage. They were unpredictable. They were creative. They were daring. The warship pulsed in resonance with the humans' presence, as if acknowledging their courage. The collaboration between human and machine had begun. What had been a derelict weapon, abandoned for centuries, was now alive again, this time under human hands. And somewhere deep inside the alien vessel, systems long dormant watched, waited, and learned. For the humans were not just repairing a ship, they were awakening a force the galaxy had forgotten. A force that would either be the salvation of humanity or the reckoning for those who underestimated it. The stars were bright, but in the void beyond, light was a cold, distant memory. The human crew of the warship, now fully integrated with the alien vessel, moved cautiously through uncharted sectors. The ship, massive and humming with power, had become both protector and partner. Its energy cores pulsed rhythmically like a heartbeat, resonating with the humans' movements. Commander Alina Reyes stood on the bridge, eyes scanning the holographic projections of nearby star systems. "Sensors are picking up activity," she said. "We're not alone. A patrol fleet is moving through the nebula ahead. They'll see the warship's energy signatures soon." Lieutenant Raimi leaned over the console, fingers dancing across the controls. "They won't know what hit them. Not yet. The ship's weapons, we've only tested a fraction of its capabilities." Dr. Eric Mayer smiled faintly. "And that's the beauty of it. Humans think creatively. Aliens expect rigid, predictable tactics. We'll surprise them at every turn." The first trial came sooner than expected. As they navigated a dense asteroid field, sensors warned of high-velocity debris hurtling toward them. The warship's automated systems prepared for impact, but Alina refused to rely solely on alien programming. Raimi, divert the shields. Use the magnetic field generators to push the asteroids off course, she commanded. Raimi hesitated. That's not in the ship's protocols. It might overload the core. Do it, Alina said firmly. We're not here to follow old rules, we're here to survive. Raimi rerouted power manually. The ship groaned as its massive magnetic shields flared to life. Slowly, the asteroids veered away, spinning harmlessly into the void. The crew exhaled, realizing that their combination of human ingenuity and alien technology had saved them. Mayer's eyes sparkled. See, this ship responds to us, not just orders. We're learning its language and it's learning ours. Their victory was short-lived. From the edge of the nebula, a squadron of alien vessels appeared, sleek and lethal. Sensors identified them as scouts from a neighboring empire, feared for their ruthless efficiency. The humans had been detected. Battle stations, Alina ordered. We engage, but we do it smart. Raimi, prepare the gravity traps. Mayers, optimize weapon arrays. This isn't just firepower, it's strategy. The alien ships advanced, confident, expecting an easy victory. They had dealt with derelict warships before, but never a vessel under human command. The first volley of energy blasts struck the warship's shields. The impact was powerful, but the vessel held steady. Alina's mind raced. Redirect the energy from the port shields to the dorsal armor. Focus weapon fire on their lead ship. Use the asteroid debris if possible. It's a natural obstacle. Raimi nodded, adjusting systems. The warship responded almost instantly, diverting energy, repositioning its massive hull, and deploying a field of gravitational pulses. Alien ships that were moments ago confident found themselves trapped in sudden, invisible currents, spinning helplessly. Mayers watched, awestruck. The ship, it's learning faster than we are. It anticipates our tactics and enhances them. This is phenomenal. Despite their initial advantage, the humans faced relentless pressure. Alien reinforcements arrived, using coordinated flanking maneuvers. The battle became a test of endurance, creativity, and nerve. Alina gritted her teeth. We fight differently. Humans adapt. That's what they won't understand. We don't just react, we innovate. She instructed Raimi to combine energy beams with debris fields, creating moving traps that forced enemy ships into predictable patterns. Meanwhile, Mayers discovered that the ship's weapons could be fired in unconventional arcs, bypassing traditional targeting systems. Each maneuver was unorthodox, something alien minds had never conceived. Hours passed, yet the humans and the ship held firm. Each victory taught the crew more about the warship's unique capabilities, and the vessel itself seemed to grow more confident in their control. However, the cost of learning was visible. Minor systems overloads occurred, corridors flickered, and warning alarms blared intermittently. The warship was alive in more than just energy. It was sentient, reacting to stress, frustration, and anticipation. At one point, a massive energy pulse struck the ship, temporarily disabling main propulsion. Sparks rained down the hallways and the crew scrambled to stabilize the core. Mayers worked feverishly. The ship trusts us, but it's still old. We can't rush it. Improvisation is key, but caution too. Raimi adjusted the power conduits manually, a risky move that might have fried the core. But instead, the ship shuddered and stabilized, almost as if approving of the decision. Alina looked around the bridge, a mixture of pride and determination in her eyes. We're not just surviving, we're mastering it. The galaxy may have abandoned this ship, but humans never give up. As night, or its void equivalent, descended outside, the humans reached the heart of the nebula. There they discovered a rogue fleet blocking the only exit. It was larger, more coordinated, and clearly aware of the warship's reactivation. Alina's jaw tightened. This is it. The final trial in this sector. We fight smart, not hard. The ship is ours, but only if we earn it. Raimi checked the weapon arrays. Their formation is tight, but the warship, it can manipulate energy fields, redirect momentum, even bend gravity. We have one chance to break them apart, Mayers grinned. Then we do what humans do best. We think differently, unpredictably. Alina nodded. Engage unconventional maneuvers. Use every system in ways they won't expect. Let's show them what humanity can do. The battle erupted with fury. Alien ships fired with precision, but the humans had anticipated nearly every tactic. Gravity traps, energy arcs, and environmental hazards were exploited to perfection. Ships spun helplessly, weapons jammed, and their formations broke apart. Yet the warship's cry returned, stronger and louder than before. It pulsed through the hull, echoing the humans' emotions. It was more than a vessel, it was a partner, a sentient being reacting to victory and danger alike. Mayers shouted over the comms, "It's communicating. We can coordinate attacks with it directly now. Trust your instincts and the ship will respond." Alina smiled grimly. Humans and machine, together unstoppable. One by one, the alien vessels were neutralized, some destroyed, others disabled. The humans had turned near-certain defeat into an overwhelming victory, and in the aftermath the warship pulsed, almost joyfully, resonating with triumph. Raimi shook his head in disbelief. "We did it, we actually did it. This is insane." Alina looked out at the stars, her mind already thinking ahead. This is only the beginning. The galaxy has never seen humans fight like this. The ship has taught us, yes, but we've also taught it. Together, we're more than the sum of our parts. Mayers placed a hand on the console, his voice quiet. "It's responding to our creativity, our courage, even our mistakes. That's what makes humans different. That's what makes us strong." As they set a course for the next sector, the warship hummed steadily, a constant reminder of both power and responsibility. The humans had faced trials in the cosmic forge and emerged victorious, but they knew the challenges ahead would be even greater. Somewhere in the depths of space, distant alien fleets regrouped, sending scouts and signals. They had underestimated humanity, and that mistake would echo through the galaxy. But for now, aboard the warship, humans and machine were united. The vessel, once abandoned and forgotten, had found its crew, and the crew had found their place as masters, innovators, and partners in a power the galaxy had long feared. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, full of danger and promise. And as the humans prepared for the trials yet to come, one truth was clear. The warship's cry was no longer one of sorrow or warning. It was a challenge, a song of potential, and a promise that together, humans could rise above any threat. For in the void, amidst the remnants of countless civilizations, humanity's ingenuity and courage shone brighter than any star. And the warship, it sang with them. The vast nebula glowed faintly in the distance, a ghostly curtain of gas and light stretching across the void. The human-controlled warship moved silently through space, colossal and alive, humming with energy that resonated with its crew. Every pulse of the engines and every flicker of the alien crystals inside the hull reflected the unity between humans and machine, a partnership centuries in the making. Commander Alina Reyes stood at the bridge, eyes sharp, scanning the sensors. "The alien armada is fully assembled," she said, her voice steady but tight. "Hundreds of ships, advanced fighters, capital warships, and they know we're here. They're ready." Lieutenant Raimi leaned forward, his hands hovering over the controls. "They think their numbers will crush us, but they don't understand what we've become. The warship isn't just a weapon, it's alive, and it's ours." Dr. Eric Mayers smiled faintly, the glow from the crystalline core reflecting in his eyes. "This is humanity's moment. Everything we've learned, everything we've survived, it all comes down to this." The sensors flickered, projecting holograms of the approaching fleet. The aliens moved with confidence, assuming predictability. They had faced superior firepower before, but never human intuition, never a sentient warship guided by human creativity. Alina turned to her crew. This isn't just a battle, it's a demonstration of who we are. Remember, humans improvise, humans adapt, humans survive. And humans can rise above impossible odds. The Armada opened fire first. Energy beams cut through the void, aimed precisely at the warship. Explosions rocked the hull, shaking the bridge, and alarms blared as shields absorbed the impacts. The humans held their ground. "Redirect energy to the dorsal shields," Alina commanded. "Use kinetic dampeners for the remaining impacts. Rami, control the gravitational traps. We'll manipulate their formations." Rami's fingers danced across the console. The warship groaned, massive energy conduits flaring to life. Asteroids, debris, and even fragments of destroyed ships were drawn into invisible currents, spinning through the fleet and disrupting enemy formations. Alien ships collided or were thrown off course. Mayors adjusted the weapons. "The ship's learning from us as we fight. Every tactic we try, it enhances. We're stronger than they imagine." Alina gritted her teeth. "Then we push further. Unpredictability is our advantage. Use every system in ways they've never seen before." The warship pulsed, energy flowing through conduits, weapons charging in unconventional arcs. Gravity pulses bent enemy trajectories. Energy shields expanded and contracted, creating barriers where none should have existed. It was chaos to the aliens, but order to the humans. One capital ship advanced aggressively, firing a barrage aimed directly at the bridge. Alina's mind raced. "Rami, pull the ship into a sharp gravity twist. Use its momentum against them." The warship responded instantly, massive thrusters flaring, the hull twisting in a controlled spin. Enemy projectiles were deflected into the void, and the capital ship was caught in a trap, unable to maneuver. Within moments it was disabled. Mayors grinned. "That's human creativity in action. They expected standard tactics. We gave them genius instead." But the aliens were relentless. Fighters swarmed, capital ships launched coordinated volleys, and the humans realized this battle would push both them and the warship to their limits. Alina's mind sharpened. "Divide and conquer. We can't fight them head-on. Rami, separate the swarm using the gravity nets. Mayors, fire in arcs that intersect with their maneuvers. Anticipate and improvise." The crew worked as one with the ship, each human decision mirrored and amplified by the warship systems. Energy beams converged, not in straight lines, but in curves and angles the aliens had never seen. Fighter squadrons were trapped in gravity loops, forced into collisions. Capital ships were isolated and overwhelmed, unable to adapt to tactics that defied conventional logic. In the heart of the battle, the warship cried out, a deep, resonant sound that echoed through the hull and vibrated in the minds of the humans. It was more than power, it was expression, a song of determination and triumph. The crew realized the warship felt pride, excitement, and a fierce protective instinct toward its human companions. One particularly massive alien cruiser approached, launching a barrage that threatened to breach the warship's shields. Alina's eyes narrowed. "Mayors, reroute shield energy to the forward array. Rami, use the asteroid debris from the nebula to create cover and a trap. We hit them where they least expect it." The plan unfolded with precision. The alien cruiser was drawn into a funnel of debris and gravitational currents, its own weapons turning against it. The humans coordinated with the ship, improvising at every moment. In minutes, the cruiser was disabled, its fleet faltering as chaos spread among the alien ranks. Rami exhaled. They didn't see that coming. None of this." Mayors nodded. "They underestimated humans. They expected predictability, and we gave them brilliance." The Armada faltered, remaining ships retreating slightly, unsure how to respond to the combined ingenuity of humans and a sentient warship. Alina seized the moment. "We finish this decisively," she said. "Target their command vessels. Force them to surrender or scatter. The galaxy must see what humans can do." The warship responded with synchronized precision. Energy beams carved paths through the alien formation. Gravitational traps isolated remaining ships, and debris fields tore apart supply lines. The human strategies, combined with the ship's sentient adaptations, turned an impossible battle into a demonstration of mastery. As the last enemy vessels fled or were neutralized, the warship pulsed with a deep, harmonious tone. It was a song of victory, echoing through the void, resonating with every human aboard. For the first time, the crew felt a bond, not just with each other, but with the ancient vessel itself. Alina gazed out at the aftermath. "We've done it. Humanity has proven itself. Against impossible odds, we've prevailed." Mayer smiled, exhausted but elated. "The ship, it responded to us. Our ideas, our instincts, it worked with us, not just for us. That's the difference humans make." Ramai shook his head, still staring at the stars. "I never thought I'd see this. A forgotten weapon, alive, and humans mastering it. It's unbelievable." Alina turned to them, eyes steady. "Unbelievable, yes, but real. And it's only the beginning. The galaxy will remember today. It will remember that humans adapt, humans endure, and humans rise above every challenge." Deep within the warship, the energy cores pulsed steadily, the hum of life and power blending with the human's heartbeat. Systems long dormant recorded their decisions, their innovations, their courage. The vessel had been forgotten for centuries, abandoned by the galaxy, but in human hands it had become something greater than its original purpose. Mayer stepped forward, voice soft. "It's happy." Or something like it. "It's alive in a way that matches humanity itself, curious, creative, unstoppable." Alina placed a hand on the console. "We didn't just awaken a weapon, we awakened a partner, a symbol of human potential, and the galaxy will never underestimate us again." Outside, distant stars sparkled, witnesses to humanity's triumph. The humans had faced the ultimate test: improvisation, courage, intelligence, and collaboration, and emerged victorious. The warship, once a relic of forgotten wars, now hummed with life, a beacon of the boundless possibilities when humans and technology worked as one. Ramai let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. "We did it. We really did it." Alina smiled faintly, her gaze on the stars. "Yes, and the universe is just beginning to see what humans can achieve." And in the endless expanse of space, the warship's cry faded into a harmonious resonance, a song of triumph, of hope, and of humanity's enduring spirit. The stars shone brighter for those who dared to rise, and humanity had proven, beyond any doubt, that its ingenuity, courage, and determination could shape the galaxy itself. The warship was no longer forgotten. Humanity had claimed it, guided it, and together they had become a force beyond reckoning. In the silence after the battle, the hum of the ship reminded them of one truth: power alone means nothing. It is courage, creativity, and the will to rise above impossible odds that truly shapes the universe. And humanity had just done that.